Absolutely. So, just like any other IDE plugin, the developer is able to essentially download the plugin from the marketplace. So, they can search for code site, and Synopsys code site comes up. They hit install. They can, it restarts the IDE. That's the typical process. And then once you're set up, the basic configuration that the developer needs to do is basically connect their IDE plugin to their corresponding Synopsys server. So right now, we have obviously our static analysis and our SCA server that you connect to. So you're able to sort of specify the credentials and be able to make that connection. But by this is what this is demonstrating is how easy we've made it to essentially start using application security. So all of the requirements from a security tooling standpoint, what rules need to be run, how these scans need to happen, everything is centrally administered. And the IDE plugin is just pulling the information as mandated by the security teams when they set it up and running scans so that developers basically don't have to do anything. We're trying to cut their overhead, right? And so you make this connection, you get set up, and then basically you work through your application. You start opening up files. So I have a bunch of files open here. This is a Spring Framework application built on Java, obviously. And what I've basically done is I've opened up a few files that are of interest to me, and the solution automatically scans in the background and gives you results. Now, this happens both for the static use case as well as for the SCA open source use case. So if you can see my screen here, I have a combination of issues that were found from static scans. So like if you see this cross-site request forgery issue, and then I also have open source defects that you can see side by side. So from a development standpoint, this is not just the only IDE plugin I'll have, right? I'll have other plugins that I'm using for my core development processes. And so just having one tool sort of handle all of AppSec that's needed by my organization really helps improve that productivity I talked about initially. And so in this example for the open source SCA capabilities, I'm able to see that I'm using Apache Tomcat and I'm using version 9.0.12. And this has actually 8 live vulnerabilities. And so now the next course of action for me is to sort of understand what these are. So most of them are high and medium. So BDSA is basically our proprietary security advisory. So we give you additional security information before it's even published on the National Vulnerability Database, because there's a 6 to 8 week delay when an exploit is actually found in the time it takes to get it published for verification reasons and trying to make sure that we disclose it responsibly. And so BDSA is something that we give our customers as an early heads up warning that, hey, this problem is manifesting in your application, and we're essentially able to give them the root cause of that problem, and then even give them remediation guidance. So now as a developer, I know that I can get rid of this problem if I upgrade to 9.0.13 with the Atlassian hosted patch that's available, or I can look at the most recent one as well, if my company allows me to, that also has no known vulnerability. So I have both these options available, and I can actually make the modification and I can move forward.